go ahead and unmute here. And we're going to pop up. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us on episode 2 of Brighter Day with A&A. We are talking social media today, but before we dive into social media, over on our Facebook, and you can find it on my page as well as on WTOK's Facebook page, we put up a poll this morning, and it says, are you a fan of social media? If you are, give it a thumbs up. If you're not, give it a thumbs down. And we're going to kind of discuss some of the topics about social media today, the pros and cons of that. But before we dive into that, we want to just start your day with some positivity so you can have a brighter day. So
yes.
Alrighty, we're going to transition over to our quote now. Before we start that, also, we want to thank Meridian Community College for sponsoring our digital news desk. We want to thank them so much for being able to stay connected with you all. And there's our quote. Anna, you want to give it a read?
Yes, the desire to reach for the stars is ambitious. The desire to reach hearts is wise. Maya Angelou said that. She always had some very wise words to say. So we want you to kind of think about that as we go into our discussion about social media. Social media is a really hot topic right now because TikTok might get banned.
Yes, I'm sad about that one.
I'm pretty sad about that one too. But there's a lot of mixed emotions about it. We did a story about it where we went to MCC and we asked students, you know, how are you feeling about it? And surprisingly, a lot of students, they said that, you know, they didn't really care that much. It wasn't going to affect their lives that much. So I think that there's a wide span of, yes, I get on social media all the time. It takes up a lot of my life. I love it, all the way to I don't care, I don't have social media, and my life is fine.
Right.
So I think that there can be, I don't know if it's a social media addiction, but overuse of social media, and then some people don't care at all. So it's literally one end of the spectrum.
Social media can be a little bit addicting now that you say that, because just constantly scrolling. And on the story that was brought up about MCC, when they were talking to the guys there, and he said you can be looking at one thing, looking at two things, and you find yourself 2 hours in. So you know, just scrolling. So it can go that
they call
way.
It TikTok,
right?
The clock is TikToking as you're scrolling.
But I love TikTok. So if it gets banned, I'm going to be sad, because on TikTok, for me, TikTok is my kind of chill platform. Everything else is more work and keep it professional, or you know, connecting with friends. But TikTok is where I go to get my laughs. Like TikTok has some of the funniest videos, some of the most creative DIYs, like food recipes.
Yeah,
so
it can teach you stuff as well. I get recipes, you know, hairstyles,
I'm gonna be sad.
All kinds of things.
Makeup tutorials, any little thing, different colors for my nails, different hairstyles. You can find it all on TikTok. So I'm going to be sad if it gets banned. Hopefully, though, it doesn't. But I know some people aren't a fan of social media just because of how cruel social media can be. Also, like, social media is very helpful, but it can also be so cruel. You can find, you know, a lot of I would say distasteful comments about, you know, people, or read upon things, and you're like, woo, you know, that'll put a damper on your day. But just social media in general, for me, I don't know, I'm kind of in the middle.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. After this conversation, at the end of the conversation, let's say if we're yay or nay.
Okay,
because I've written down some of the positives and some of the negatives based on research and everything. Okay. So we're going to dive into that a little bit. But first, let's see if anybody has given us a thumbs up or thumbs down on our post, because we want to know what you think. And then maybe after this conversation, maybe your view changes. Maybe you think of social media a different way. We want to hear your feedback. And we want to hear how you use social media, if you like it. Obviously, we like social media because that's what we're using to connect with all of you. So that's a positive thing.
Right there. One of the positive things I was going to say is that even though I'm not necessarily always on social media or on Facebook or on Instagram or Snapchat, but if I am, it's to connect with you all. It's definitely a part of our job. A very big part of our job is to be on social media, seeing what's happening, seeing what's new, seeing what's fresh, because you all give us ideas more than you realize. But we don't have any comments just yet, but just a reminder, you can go over to WTOK's Facebook page.
We want to hear from you.
Find the post that says, are you a fan of social media, yay or nay? We want you to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down to kind of see where people are and how they feel about social media right now today. So now Anna's going to go ahead and give us those pros and cons of social media.
Let's dive into it. So some positives about social media is it makes the world smaller. It connects all of us. So you might have friends and family that live in
New Mexico.
What's a country really far away?
Oh, I was saying
thinking
India.
on the opposite side of the world.
All the way
there.
in India.
And you literally can connect with them. They can see pictures. They can watch your live videos.
Yeah.
So it makes the world a smaller place. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. And it's a way to bring the world together.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same hand, it can also create drama,
Yes.
create negativity, make people enemies that shouldn't even be enemies because they're in
Like,
the comments just like fighting and we're like, it's not that serious.
We'll
like,
call
it's
those
okay.
Twitter fingers.
Twitter fingers. Yes, exactly. So for every positive, there's kind of an equal negative.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why I think you can go either way with social media. But I think, and with anything in life, it's what you make it. It's really what you make it. It's really the things that you receive. Because with social media, you kind of control your algorithm, your timeline about the things that you see, about the people that you follow, the choices that you make, and the wording that you say. Even simple wording can cause an algorithm to become negative. But if you're speaking love and light and positivity, or you're looking for things like how to, build a cabinet or how to comb my hairstyle, those are the things that you're going to see on a daily basis. But if you are kind of digging into and diving into the negative comments and
Drama,
scrolling
gossip,
and trolling people,
then
that's what you're going to see mostly on your timeline.
Exactly. So it can be kind of a positive and a negative sometimes. But like you said, if you put positivity out, you're going to see positivity on social media most of the time. Sometimes that negativity will creep in.
I'm going to say you can't help it,
but also on the business side of things, right now we're on a live for a news station.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the more views we get, that really helps us because it builds our brand.
Yes.
Marketing professionals use social media. It makes them be able to have a global audience, whereas in the old days, if you had a local business, you could only really market to local people in your town. But now, they can be shipping things worldwide because of social media. If they take off and they grow, it can be a positive thing.
Yeah, and people can share like even this live video that we're doing right now. They share pictures. And you're reaching millions of people across the world because of how just versatile social media is. And pretty much everybody has social media anyway. So when you're sharing these comments, and like you said, I see it here, it says grow faster or a faster way to grow it, because people are seeing that. And if they like it, they're going to share it with their friend, and then their friend are going to share it with their friends. So it continues to grow and continue to be just gets bigger and bigger, especially and I always say we see a lot of negativity too on social media, but especially the positive things, like when people are really picking up on, this is something really great. On our last video,
all those nice comments really made our day and encouraged us, which
to keep going, because we were like, this is going to flop. We were so nervous, but through y'all help, through that connection that we have with y'all through social media, y'all kind of gave us that positive feedback that we needed to say, okay, Anna, we're doing something right. We need to keep doing this and keep talking to them and keep connecting with them, because even if everybody might not pick up on what we're saying, somebody's going to get the message, and it's going to help somebody later on. And
somebody's going to be entertained by our conversation. So
inspired for sure.
Inspired, yes. Okay, so we've kind of talked about the positive things. I didn't want to just start the video off negative, because this is have a brighter day. But what we want to do is help you put some tools in your toolbox to not get bogged down by social media, because we want you to have a brighter day. We don't want you to be scrolling on social media all day and missing out on the real life around you. We don't want you to be comparing yourself to the people and the lives that you see on social media. So hopefully some of the things we talk about, or we're about to talk about, the practices that we use, can help you more effectively use social media so that it's a positive thing in your life and not something that's negative and just weighing you down.
Yes, I agree.
All right, so some negatives, overuse, like I talked about, that leads to missing out on the real life around you.
Yes.
Have you ever seen those people that are just like,
every time you see them, you're walking into them in Walmart because they're scrolling on their phone, or you're driving at the red light.
That person that fell in a fountain that time.
Because they were just on their phone.
Made the news because they fell in a fountain.
Or like when you were just sitting at a red light or sitting at a stop sign because the person in front of you was just so into their phone, or and sadly, like people actually TikTok and drive, and these things are now you're creating a dangerous situation. So social media, and we said it before, it can actually be addicting if you spend too much time just scrolling.
Yes, it absolutely can.
So take a break, enjoy life, enjoy the sunshine.
Look up, make a friend.
Yes.
Look at the beautiful weather around you, the sunshine, the trees. But making personal connections in real life, that's way more important than social media. You know, we get to connect with all of you right now, but if we meet you in person, that's even better. That's like a deeper connection.
It is.
And if you don't have any of those deeper connections in your life,
we
get a little depressed.
Yeah.
You might get a little depressed, and your life won't be as full as it should be because you're just living in a screen. And although we love it and we want you to tune in and watch us, you know, it's just not quite the same as personal connection. So that's a negative. Another negative, users can be tempted to filter their lives.
Ooh, that's a good one, Anna. That is a really good one. Can I comment on that one?
Please.
And I think that from that, this is what I picked up from that. They can use it to filter their lives.
Their whole life.
You're not being who you are. You're just portraying an image that you think social media would like and would like to encourage, instead of really tapping into you. You're trying to please everyone else by the things that, you know, you have seen on social media, or the things, you know, people may like, but that's not really who you are, or you're trying to make it seem like something that is not. You know, so you definitely don't want to do that. You don't want to put a filter on your life. You're going to be on social media, be proud and be who you are. Share your experience in your life truly, because if you don't, then now even when you're on social media, oh, it's all great, you're getting all the likes and the hearts and the comments, but once social media is all for once that you put your phone down for that second, how do you feel inside? I think that's the biggest thing that really matters, or how to, you know, transition between what is my real life and what is social media.
Exactly.
Because
I think a lot of
reality.
young people really struggle with that. You know, even as young as middle school, they start posting things and like, oh, I got 100 likes, or I got 1,000 likes, or whatever, and then you get addicted to that, I guess, positive attention, and so you'll do anything to get that. That's why they have all those like TikTok challenges that go viral in the negative way, because people are eating Tide Pods, or
and
things like that,
licking ice cream at the grocery store, you know.
Too far. That's just too far, and that's because people really want that attention from other people, and if you live for that, and that's like, that becomes your purpose, you're like, oh, I want to get these likes, I want to get these views, then you really also miss out on real life around you, and real connection and real meaning of life. Okay, so we talked about these two negatives. Okay, another negative. Now this one's tough for me. I'm just going to be real with y'all. I mean, we struggle with this too. We're not just like, we're not just coming out here to preach to y'all every week. We really just want to help y'all with what has helped us. That's why we have this whole show, is to connect with y'all and just help each other, and hopefully y'all get some meaning out of this. And
truly talk it out,
tips.
though.
Exactly.
Most of the times, like, you know, we have friends and family, you know, people that you can talk to, but not everybody really understands or really gets what you're saying, or they're not really willing to be open and have that conversation about some of the topics that we will discuss, even just social media, or feeling like you have to fit in, or feeling like, you know, it's too much pressure when you have to post this every day, or try to keep up with the Joneses, you know. So I think that the conversations that we're having constantly is going to lay everything out on the table and say, it's okay to just talk about it. That's what we're here to do.
It's okay to not have it all together.
That's true.
On social media and look perfect all the time. So people get caught in the comparison trap.
Yes.
That is me. I have to give myself social media breaks. I cannot spend too much time on social media because I start feeling insecure about myself.
Yeah.
As a mom, as a new mom, as a news anchor. I mean, you can get caught up in so many things because it makes the world smaller. You get to see everybody's stuff across the world.
Yeah.
So you get to see these people that you perceive as perfect, who may be filtering their lives.
Right.
May not even be real. And you're like, man, why has my baby not hit that milestone? Why is my baby not sleeping through the night? Why can I not lose that mommy pooch 3 months since my baby's been born? You know, you see on TikTok, the ones that kill me are the ladies that are pregnant and then they pull the plug and then it's like 6-pack abs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does not happen. And so, like, you see all of these things and you're just like, man, I'm falling short. You can get caught in this negative thought cycle. So if you have too much social media, I really think you begin to think that way quickly if you let yourself fall down that rabbit hole.
I always delete social media at the first of the year. Anytime, like, especially, I don't know, I think January is just like, our reset. We're going into a new year. I always delete my social media. For one, people are always on there with their New Year's resolutions. I'm like, please, hush. It's the same thing every year. Y'all are not doing anything different. But, to the ones that are, big ups to you, right? And, if you're trying and you're really working towards it, then I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people who get on there and it's January 1st and they're in the gym, or they, they're putting on like they're going to just be this whole new person.
That's always me every year, Adriana. I'm like, I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to do these things. New year, new me.
And see, but those are great things to have, though. Don't get me wrong. That is great to want to make that change in your life, but it makes me just so upset. I'm like, I have to get off social media right now. Right now, I can't do it. But then I do take that time to get in the gym, to really focus on myself, to read more books, to kind of tap into me at that moment when I'm not on social media. Because like you said, you can start comparing yourself. You get into a phase where you're so familiar with it that you first thing you do is, as soon as you wake up, you roll over and you're on your phone and you're scrolling. You're trying to see what you missed or what you need to catch up on or who said something or who commented, on your post. And that is not really that important. The connections that you make on social media can help you, yes, but also there's a real world out there. And if we're always just scrolling on our phones, then how we're ever going to find those real world connections that we really need? Because social media can help you, but like we mentioned, it can also hinder you in so many ways. There's so many ups and downs to it. That's why I said I'm kind of in the middle with how social media is perceived, because on one hand, it's great, it's wonderful, it's helpful to us, especially with our jobs and the connections that we're making right now. But then on the other hand, if you are on it too much, if you spend too much time thinking about what should I post, or do this angle look good, or so it can be very draining to you all in the same breath. So
and I feel like it's important for us specifically to talk about this issue, because we are on social media a lot. We work in news and we work at a news station. Obviously they have a lot of social media, which can be great, but also I feel like some people get so caught up in our Facebook page and our views. And life is more than that. And I hate that now our careers it can be a good thing that it's grown into this, like, oh, go digital, do this, put on YouTube, put on that. But at the same time, like, we're here to make personal connections with you. And that's why we want to use our social media, not just, oh, we need to get views, so let's send this out. It's not about getting views. It's about keeping you informed with what you need to know, and also just being able to connect with you. If you ever need us, you can always email us. If you want us to come speak in your classroom, email us.
Let us know.
We are
I just spoke with
here to connect with y'all, not just be on social media and just be these news people.
It's not, we're not propped up here just to be like, oh, we just want y'all to see what's going on in our life. We're here and we're connecting with you all because we want to let you all, keep you all informed best way as we can. But I think that, I'll share something. I don't have social media outside of work social media. I have Instagram. Instagram is the only social media, and again, I delete it every few months anyway, but Instagram is the only social media that I have. I have no personal Facebook page. I'm not on it like actively posting or anything.
So don't try to find her.
I may share some like weather information over to my personal Facebook if it's something that I feel like, oh, this is really important, I'll share this over there. But I don't have any personal social media, no Snapchat, no Twitter, no any of that, because I used to dislike social media so much when I was in college, because in college social media was way different. In college, social media for me was
some
just
of our
like,
viewers are in college.
So if you're listening to this, I know some college students can relate. You can find information as to where the party is, or what's going on campus and things like that, which could have been a great tool, when they have campus events and you're following those, campus pages and all of the great stuff that's going on. But then on the other side, it was just like so much, just like people. I did not care. It was
drama.
It wasn't
drama and just wanting attention.
That's what it was. It was more of the attention. It wasn't just like drama. It wasn't a whole lot of mess going on, but it was just always something. It was always something every single day. And I'm like, I do not care to be on social media right now. I do not care to be scrolling every single time. And really what it was? It was the same people posting every single day. Like, how are y'all keeping up? up from morning to night. It was the same people, and I'm like, I do not want to see this anymore. And it's like, oh, just unfollow them.
And it
didn't
has
matter.
no age. Like there's older people that post,
that's like that.
and maybe they're just bored, you know. Hopefully they're still living their life.
Yeah.
They're just posting all the time, like just to post, and they're filtering their life, trying to make it look more glamorous than it is. And we don't want to come on here and tell you social media is bad.
Right. That's not what we're saying.
Everything in moderation.
Yes.
Think of social media like a dessert, right? You're not
you're
not just gonna eat, I don't know, cookie dough or cheesecake all the time. You would be very unhealthy and you would get sick, and your doctor would recommend you not do that. So if you're just always on social media, your life is not going to be full and beautiful like it will be if you have it in moderation. That's all we're saying. We're not on here to hate on social media, but I just wish people would live their lives in the moment and not be so stuck in their phones and wanting views. And I think that is one of the biggest pet peeves in this career that I've chosen. It's just like everything is TV, image, post. Like, if y'all know me,
it's draining.
That is not me. I'm the
draining.
most genuine person. I don't care about any of that. I think the hardest part of my job is posting. Remember to post to my Facebook page.
Yeah.
However, you know, I always check my messages. I do get on there. It's just, I'm living in the moment. I am writing my story and I'm posting it to the website. I want y'all to see it. But sometimes I forget, I have to do all the social media stuff. So everything in moderation. I'm not going to spend my whole life on social media. You shouldn't spend your whole life on social media.
And then this is one thing also, before we get into the comments that we have on Facebook here. You're out at a party, at an event, and the whole time, this is all you see.
Yes!
It's
and used to it was not like that.
Down. Put the phone. I do not, like, when I go out, I may snap a picture real quick.
Yes.
I'm definitely taking pictures of myself, especially if I'm out somewhere, because that's for my Instagram. You know,
right.
I'm on Instagram.
Right.
But anytime like I'm out and I'm just want to enjoy, like I don't have to pull out my phone every 2 seconds to record every second of the night. Like I said, a quick video, a quick something for memories, and then after that I'm in the moment. But the whole time, you know, you're on your phone. It's like, how can you enjoy it? Every 5 seconds you got to stop and start, stop and record. You know, so I think that's another thing. Like social media kind of is, and that can be a positive and a negative. See,
it pressures you to constantly record your life.
Yes.
All the time.
But then it also create mememories. Yes. So that's a positive.
Moderation.
You have those memories and you can go back and look at that like, oh, this was a great time. But then also on the negative, that could create a dangerous situation for you. If you're out and you're posting your location constantly, if you're out and people always know where to find you, always know where you're eating at, because you're always posting that information. Some things I think you need to keep to yourself. And I think it's good that, you know, some platforms now do have like a private story or a private way that you can post and share with people who only you want to. But if you are always constantly posting where you are, always constantly posting, you know, this is what I have going on, you're opening your life up to people who you don't even know who, because it's so many people. And you know, that could become a dangerous situation when you're posting things like that on a daily basis, especially your location. I think that's one thing that we need to kind of, you know, be on the lookout for and be mindful of, about posting where you are so much on social media.
For sure. So I guess to kind of put a pretty bow on this package that we have given you today, I think social media is yay. Is social media, what do you think, yay or nay? I'm thumbs up.
I'm still here. I don't know. I'm still, we right here with it.
I think everything in moderation. If you struggle with social media addiction, but really, like if you do, if you're thinking, man, I tend to filter my life. I tend to overuse social media. I'm always on my phone. So here's some tips to just scale it back. Take a deep breath. You do not have to delete all the social media on your phone. We don't want you to do that because we want you to tune in to our show. But our show is only Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. for about half an hour-ish. Okay?
Give or take.
So maybe have something in your mind that every night when you go home, you're going to give yourself whatever is healthy for you. An hour, maybe it's half an hour for you, whatever fits into your life. And when that time is up, put the phone down, you know. What I've been doing with my new schedule, because we actually go home at noon, so I'll I try to work out some days. Doesn't happen every day, but I'll try to go work out. Then I give myself like 30 minutes to an hour at home to just be on my phone, scroll TikTok, get caught up on the social happenings of the world. Then I'd like do some chores and everything. My child comes home from daycare about like 2:30 or 3, and after that,
that's it.
That's it. Once my baby goes to bed, I pick my phone back up, and then I give myself like, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour. When I get tired, I'm like, okay, well, got to get moving toward bed. That way, I'm not always on my phone.
Right.
You know, I don't want my family to look back and be like, oh my goodness, she was just always
the whole time head
or she
down.
was always like, smile, smile, do this, pose. No, life is not fake. You know, use social media, stay connected, love it. I love it. But do not let it rule your life, because your life will be so much more beautiful if you just live in the moment.
I agree, Anna. Snaps for that. I don't have anything to add. So we're going to go over here to Facebook and see what you all are commenting and saying. Yes. So we got some good mornings going on. Ross asked what was on the docket earlier. Well, we've been talking social media, Ross. And Danny said social media is fun. Lizzie Hall comments too much about Alabama football and how great they have been in the past and now. Well, you know, social media can be fun, but you know, seeing and sharing those comments with people, being able to talk about the things that you love and share that experience with others is one of the great things about social media. And we have Beverly that says, I use Facebook to keep up with my family and friends, encourage and pray for them, find family I haven't known about before, and watch live events like this one.
That's so positive. That is what you should use it for.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I think that we're going to wrap it up here. This has been a great talk about social media. And if you can comment if you are for or against it, yay or nay. What do you think about the things that we said? Add some of your pros and cons to the comment section so we can come back and reflect on that for next week if we have any more comments added. Always appreciate you all for tuning in with us, and I think A&A is headed out.
A&A out.